Alright, now we're going to continue on and do this other one, page 841, creating a topo surface by instance. So if I revert to this, we're going to start a new for this one, so I'm going to go new architectural template, go OK. The first thing we're going to do is jump into the site plan, which is down here. And then what we're going to do is select these two bits in here. There's actually two things on top of each other here. If I highlight that and go to, oh, there's three, so yeah, because I actually picked up the section line as well. So if you do that, don't worry about it too much. Just, you still got to go through your filter down the bottom here or at the top here, and check none. All we need really is to select the survey point, I think, for that one there. So let's do that. So just deselect the rest, just get the survey point only, go OK. Now we can, I think we'll put some numbers in here. Alright, so we go to survey point, deselect, the paperclip, we haven't done the paperclip, so we've got to just deselect that. Now we can type some numbers here or even directly into here. So the numbers are 60,000 according to this example here, millimeters. So we're working in millimeters, always remember that in this instance. 60,000, alright. Okay, so that's basically done, we'll apply it. And what it's done, all of a sudden that's not there anymore. So what it did, it moved the survey point from 0, 0, if you may, to up here, because that's where your survey point is, actually, real life, that's just saying. Alright, so what I'll do now, click the survey point internal link. Now this one here was a bit, it took a little while for me to find actually the first time. I was looking for it everywhere, but what you got to do is click on here, on this word here, survey point internal, and that's a link, supposedly. And takes you to this where you can modify the settings. In the location, weather and site dialog box, well, in here, basically. We opens up, we've got the site tab, which is where we are, and we've got a duplicate button, this one here, and we're gonna, well, we're gonna call it new. We're doing new one, which we are. What are we gonna call it? So the button, call the new location site datum. Call it site datum. So that's what that is. And click OK. Now under the location here, we're going to go using internet mapping. Alright, so it's the location to that city. So I'll go to default list here and just see if I can find it from in here actually. Here it is. Be easier, I reckon. Okay, so basically once you select that, it's the same as what the book says. Alright, so that's on page 843. Page 843. Okay, so just do this a bit smaller. Here we are. Page 843 coming up. So it should look like that, which it does in our instance. Alright, so go OK. It's the location of that. Alright, press escape to deselect that, which we did. Now you'll set the project orientation. Alright, in Revit you can rotate the site plan to true north while leaving the other views orientated to the project north. So everything looks parallel to the screen basically. So the project north, in the properties dialog box for the view, change orientation to true north. So basically without selecting anything here, this is on project north now. Now where are we going to be? Yeah, this is project north. We really should have this view, which is the site, in the true north, because this is what we're working with here. Alright, so that's done. Now on the manage, on the manage tab, click position. and rotate true north as shown in figure 1829. Alright, so in the manage, where is it? Position is over here somewhere. Alright, so under position, location, under position, see that? Rotate true north, that's the button you want. What else have we got? Pick the node on the survey point as shown in figure 1830. Alright. So, and pick a second point 45 degrees to the left, which lands you straight up. So basically, all we're going to do is click that button and go here and select that point there. Alright. Zoom out. And as we move, this rotates. So it rotates to the left until you go straight up and click there. Alright, so that's reorientated that view to be true north. Alright, so what else have we got? Well, next we'll import a site from CAD to use an important instance to create the Toposurface. Follow the following steps. So basically we're going to import into the site this file that they we've got to save the model. It says that's step 1 or whatever. We don't we'll have to eventually, but you can do that. I won't bother saving in this instance. I'll just go straight to step 2, which is in the project browser. Go to the site plan, which is where we are, and then we can insert tab link CAD. So I'll go to insert tab, highlight stuff, make sure. Alright, go to here, insert link CAD. Okay, which before we used import CAD for the other project, this time we're going to link it. Alright, so here we've got to go to our computer here. This computer here, go to, for me it's on the L drive. Just quickly go to the right spot. Did I say quickly? Here it is. Diploma, that's where this is. This one, surveying, topo, exercises, sorry. And that's the file we are looking for, I believe, contours.dwg. Alright, a couple of things to do here. Before you click open, you've got to change a couple of things. Change the colors so they're black and white. Okay, so you don't have to, but this is what it's saying to do. That's where you do it. Layers, so we can see all the layers. Okay. The other thing we've got to do, import units. Set that to feet because it knows that this one here, it's from America, so it's in feet. But normally auto detect will work for us. But just to get this one working, you probably just go feet there. You won't have to do this with your, the ones that we're giving you, the DTMs. It should automatically detect those. Worst case scenario, if it doesn't detect the right thing, just put it in meters, but it should detect it. If it doesn't, though, put it in meters. We'll check that out later. Because that's what the original drawing maybe is drawn at. Alright. Also change positioning to auto by shared coordinates, this one here. Okay, so this one here. Different to what we used to do here. Auto by shared coordinates. And I've got to be careful with the next step actually. Be sure current, this is a big thing here. Be sure current view only is deselected. So it is by default. So I don't think you should be reading this as selected. That's what I was doing initially. I was reading it as put a check mark in here, but you don't need to put a tick in there. Because if you do, the next few steps won't work. Okay, and click open. So that should be okay. Open. All right. This project and the link file do not share the same coordinate system. The links world coordinates will be aligned with the project's shared coordinates. All right. So. Okay, we do orient to view. I think we did that. That was all right. Click open now. the different coordinate systems. This is for the project, and the file opens. Click close. So this is expected because he's saying they're different. It's reading. He's gone to the drawing and opened it up and said it's different. What's going on? All right. So we've got to close, and this pops up. This is step 9. Actually, if I go to step 9 here, down here. Step 9 says click the existing coordinate choice. This is where it's a bit misleading. Really, there should be quotation marks in here. Existing coordinate choice, because actually it is a choice you get here in the dialog box. It's actually something that you got to select. Alright, so what I might do at this stage is just flick over here and make another copy of this file. You don't have to do this, but because I've got rights on here, it'll actually modify this file. So I just want to keep a copy of it as it was on the 20th of the 10th. And you notice that the date will change on here later, because what it does, it goes and writes to that drawing file and makes the two talk to each other. So I just wanted to keep a copy of that for a record. But you don't have to do this step for yours, really. So go OK. I think that's all we have to do there. Yes, OK then. Your site should be positioned as shown in 1832. Alright, so 1832. Yes, mine is. Because you didn't know the actual survey point of your site, AutoCAD gave you 1, it says here. Alright, so obviously off grid, so what we need to do is, what you need to do here is make sure, select the imported site and move it. So what we're trying to do is, go back here a bit. It looks like that now. What we're trying to do is move it so that the site is on top of this survey mark. Alright, so what we need to do is actually use the move command. Now be careful here, because it doesn't mention it in here, but see down here under modify, there's a little down arrow. It should be maybe a step 0 there. Make sure you're able to select links. Actually, mine is not selected. So if it says, if I look at this here, I'm not sure if it'll let me do it. I'll have a look in a minute, but select the imported site. Okay, let's do that. See, I'm clicking on here, I can't select it. The reason being, there should be a step 0 here, 0 step, that says make sure that if you go there and that this thing here is clicked. Right? Now, before this release, I think that wasn't available, and that's why this thing didn't know about it. You could always select the links, but now you have a choice not to select them. So now if I go here, I can actually select it. So you might get stuck at this step where you can't select the link. So just make sure you go here and you've got the little tick in there. All right. And now I'll select this. I can actually move it so that I click move. Now it's asking for a base point, basically like you do in AutoCAD. I'll move it from here. I'm not moving the actual mark, I'm moving the site to the mark. Okay, so select the imported link, click move the site to a position similar to that shown on the figure. So basically it's right there. So that's what it looks like, that's where it should be, something like that. Alright, once we done that, save the file. Okay, a dialog box asking you the share coordinates. If I go save, maybe I should have saved it before. Okay, this one here, or you just click save for this one, will actually do the sharing of the coordinates. Saves the new position back to the linked file, it says here. Alright, yeah, because I never saved the drawing before, it's asking me to save it now, so yours shouldn't be saying that. I'll just call it whatever it was supposed to be, imported site or whatever, coordinates, whatever, contours. So I'll save that as well. So the first save was to save the, now if I go back to here, that's the one I made a copy of. That's the 20th of the 10th, 2014. And this one here has been just now modified to 10th of the 11th today, just now. All right, so it did modify that drawing. Revit wrote something into it, made a new and saved it. All right, so We've done it. Okay. Next thing is it's time to add a Revit surface. This is the bit that you can do in this on it. You can do this without the previous stuff. Really, if you just wanted to get a Toposurface, you just do this next 4 or 5 steps, and you can shortcut everything else. If you're not worried about true norths and all that sort of stuff, you can go straight here. Oops. Sorry, here. Where are we? Straight to this step here, and you can just bring it in. All right, so let's do that now. Out of these contours, we're going to basically create a surface. These contours are 3D. I'm not sure if we can see it in 3D if I go there first. Sort of, if you go from the front, I don't know, it's got some sort of a slope to it. All right, so that's what the site looks like. So I'll just close that. All right, so back to this, and we'll go to the site and massing. We've got a topo, and we want to import, select import instance. Again, if you don't have that thing there, you won't be able to select it. So just click here. All right, that comes up, and deselect everything, check none. But you want to keep the contours, majors and minors. And with your one that you're going to bring in, you're going to have a whole heap of layers there. You just got to go and find those 2 majors and minors and tick them and deselect everything else to create it, okay? So that's done. What else? All right. Okay, so if I go okay now, takes a little while, he recalculates the points and all that sort of thing. And he says here, okay, click OK. We did that. In the properties dialog box, change to grass, it says here, so the material. So under here, we'll click here, and we can just type in grass here, see if it comes up. Grass. There's no grass, okay. So I'm not sure how to bring the grass in at this point. It doesn't really matter for us. I mean, you can put something else. You can type in earth. I mean, yours might be earth. You can put that if you want. Or you can just give it a simple color, a green color. It doesn't matter. It's just so for us to be able to see what it looks like at this point, not too much about what it is. So if I gave it that, I go OK. All right, so that's it. Let's see if we can now click finish surface. We haven't finished the surface yet, so we'll just click finish, and that's created a surface now. Go to 3D view, and there's our surface. All right, if I shade it or something, there you go. It's my green surface that I've covered.
Can you exaggerate that so that?
Oh, exaggerate the surface?
Yeah, so you can see the heights.
Yeah, we're not, no, this is a real scale. We're not doing cross sections or anything like that at this point.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can exaggerate it. It's realistic as to what it is, It's the top of the surface. Yeah. Yeah. Can you exaggerate it in other programs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Change the vertical exaggeration.
I don't think you can. I'm not aware if you can do it. Maybe I would do it. I don't see anything quickly here in the. Oh, if I select it first, I can only. All I do is I can only modify it. So if I edit it in here, it still doesn't give me anything about exaggerating anything. So I can't see that at this point. I mean, obviously you can change individual points. I can click that point and give it a different height and just do a little. It's not part of. This is not part of the exercise, but I could make this one 1,000 millimeters, I suppose. I don't know, to change things around. But if I go and click OK, I don't know if we can see it here. Probably not. It's just one point that I did, so it doesn't really. It just put a little bump.
Yeah. Could you scale the whole thing in one go?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think you can do that with this one, but yeah, modified that. But that's basically, like your 3D surface in 3D. if I go back to where we were on the site, where we got here, if I delete that here, see what I clicked on here is that. If I delete that, underneath I still got my, this is my CAD file. So really, you've got to be aware that you've got two things on top of each other. And you can, in this thing here, if you go to VV or if you go to your view, you can go to visibility graphics, go to imported categories. You can actually switch off the whole contour drawing. And you can see from here, this is where you can switch off individual layers as well if you want to, not necessarily the whole drawing, but I want to switch everything off and go, rather than unload it, because I might need it. Again, here you can have a shaded view. It looks like that from top, not in 3D as such. All right, so that is it. Plus my little bumper put in there just a minute ago. Okay, that's that thing there. All right, I'll leave that one there, and this is another questions.